Hey folks, Brendan here from Blue Light again. For those of you who haven't watched any of my videos, I've been responsible over the past 4 or 5 years for coaching in excess of 2,000 people into their dream career as a police officer. So what are we going to cover today? Well, one of the areas at the National Police Assessment Centre that people consistently manage to fail is the written exercise. Now, these are people who've got degrees, A-levels, very well qualified, PCSOs and special constables who are really, get frustrated because they think, well, I've been writing statements and writing reports for years. Why can't I crack this bit? Now, there's a lot of reasons why they crack it, fail to crack the written exercise. Things like they spend too much time gathering information and going through all the fine detail, and they don't leave themselves enough time to actually write the report out. So they've got all the information up there, but that's not being assessed. What's being assessed is the actual report that you produce. So you've got half an hour for each exercise. One exercise is based on a big bundle of papers that they're going to give you, documents, guidance, statements, letters, emails, and you've got to work out a report from that. And the other one is going to be a witness or a victim who's going to tell you about some incident. Now, they're not going to make it so easy as everything being in this timeline order. It's all going to be a bit confusing, it's all going to be a bit jumbled up, and there's going to be some disorientation in there, in that you'll have to start working out what the actual facts are, because you might have two people who are disagreeing with each other or giving a different description of the person involved, or indeed in the video part you might have someone, your witness or victim, describing things like the jacket someone was wearing or the car they got into as one colour, let's say red, at the very beginning of the video, and then towards the end they suddenly go, actually I'm not sure if it was red, might have been green. So you've got to report on all of that, and you've got to work out what happened when. Now, what a lot of people do, because we're naturally inclined to do this, is they get the piece of A4 that they're given to help them plan, and as they're reading through it or listening, they just write loads of stuff down. Loads and loads and loads and loads of stuff. That might as well be your report. And then they realise they've got something like 6 to 7 minutes to actually complete the report, which the College of Policing has provided for them. And they'll invariably find they've put too much information down. Or they put too much information down and then they find it really difficult to retrieve it because there's so much there and they're under such pressure. So here's my top tip to help you out with this one. Might work for you, might not. It's worked for a lot of my clients though. Here it is. Turn your piece of paper this way around and divide it up like this. So this is a timeline. So that there says 10:20, 10:35. So for example, if the incident that's being described started at 10:20 and finished at 10:35, there's your timeline, and all the stuff that happened in between you can write down on this timeline. So someone might start off in the video by describing what's just happened now as the suspect left. That's that bit there. And then you can work backwards. They might work backwards because sometimes victims do that. They'll start now and work backwards, but a timeline enables you to do that. So that bit there is what the witness said, did. That bit there is what the suspect said, did. So you can put down information in little blocks along that timeline. It makes it really clear for you. Now, the College of Policing, well, actually the police are obsessed with information. So for years, I've had to get used to multiple forms. I've been in 3 police forces. One of them was abroad, and it was just as bad as all the others for bureaucracy forms and boxes that need completing. For those of you who are specials or PCSOs who've ever tried to complete a road traffic collision form, oh my goodness, what a nightmare. Every box has got to be completed. Every box. If there's a box there that needs something in it, you've got to put something in it. So they're going to give you, I think, some information, which will be things like registration numbers, telephone numbers, exhibit numbers, home addresses, occupation, and more boxes of information that you might be required to complete on the actual form. So I'd put a couple of little boxes at the top there where you can fill in any factual bits of information that are revealed by the witnesses, either in the written or in the video exercise. Now, this should really help you out here. It should really, really help you out. It'll simplify everything, and you should be able to knock this off in the space of 10 to 15 minutes, which then leaves you with 15 to 20 minutes to actually complete your report. Now remember folks, if you're writing a narrative of what happened in report form, don't make it so prosaic that it's going to take you forever to write it out, because this is very time bound, and the police like brevity. The cops love brevity. I once worked as a staff officer for an assistant chief constable. He once told me that for any email where he has to scroll down, he won't read it. If he has to scroll up or down for an email, he won't read it because there's too much information there. So cops like brevity. So use bullet points if you can, and ensure that you fill out the boxes. If there's a box there that needs something in it, put something in it. Even though it might be the registration number, for example, even though in your narrative you might describe a car and its registration number, unless you put the registration number in that box, my guess is you won't score the mark on the marking guide for did the candidate record the registration number. I know, sounds ridiculous, but that's what the cops are like. So I don't know this to be true, I'm just guessing. It's my best professional guess as to how they're going to assess you and what sort of things they're going to do to make sure that the two exercises are a little bit more complicated than just handing the whole thing over to you on a silver platter. They're going to make you think. They're going to try and disorientate you, they're going to try and confuse you. The timeline, this way of doing things, I've had several clients now, because I've shown them this on the seminars, have said, yes, brilliant, I'd love to do that, and they've come back and said worked fantastically. And for other people who failed their assessment centre before they discovered blue light, and have failed on the written and come to my seminars, and there's a chap yesterday said this, he said if I'd had that last time for my assessment centre, I wouldn't be here now because I would have got a pass. He failed in the written, he got something like 47% in the written. So I hope you find that useful, folks. If you're watching this on Facebook, please do press that like button just below. Add any comments or questions. I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. If you're on Facebook, join over 1,200 like-minded individuals who are supporting each other and guiding each other in an extremely ethical way in my secret Facebook group. I've made it a secret one, that's what Facebook call it, because that means that you can be a member of it without your employer or any of your friends at work seeing that you're applying for the police. Because unless you're part of that group, you can't see any of the comments inside it, you can't see any of the members inside it. Actually, you can't even find the group. Go on, I dare you. Try and find the group. Try and find the Blue Light Consultancy secret online course support group. You won't be able to find it. But anyway, if you want to join it, just put a comment in the bottom there and I will send you an invite. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do press that subscribe button, and then you will get more videos which will help you in the recruitment process for the police, help you achieve your dream, dropping into your email box whenever I publish one of them. And once again, if you want to add any comments, please do. I will get back in touch, I really will. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you found it useful. So until next time, I'm Brendan from Blue Light, and I'll speak to you soon.